Will the rich flee the country if taxes are increased? Guys, if you want to stop relying on guesswork and understand the plain, unvarnished truth about what happens to the economy and fortunes when the super rich are taxed more, this video is for you. The proposal to raise taxes in Brazil seems radical, but is the fear of capital flight a real concern or just a myth spread by those who don't want to foot the bill? The discussion about a fair tax reform has never been so heated and urgent in Brazil, directly linked to the debate on inequality and quality of life in our country. In today's video, we are going to analyze concrete data and the most successful international examples so that you have the factual basis needed to form your own opinion. We will also clarify the arguments about the supposed capital flight and verify whether it is a justifiable concern or a widely disseminated myth. Are you ready for the plain, unvarnished truth of the facts? Then, come with me. Go ahead and leave a comment. Do you believe that a higher taxation on the richest can really bring benefits to the economy, or do you think this idea needs more reflection? I really want to know your opinion. Comment below. Just a reminder, folks, if you like our project, in addition to your opinion, leave a like now so you don't forget. This really helps this project continue to bring videos to you. Thank you. Let's get to the facts. Let's continue! The discussion about taxing the rich is a topic that frequently generates heated debates and sparks curiosity. But have you profoundly reflected on what would really happen if there was a significant tax increase in Brazil? Often the idea that there would be a capital flight is used as an argument, but the issue deserves a more in-depth analysis based on concrete data and international examples. In this context, it is essential to consider not only the economic aspects, but also the social impacts and political implications of a tax reform. Comparing the Brazilian tax burden with that of other countries, it is evident that it is not among the highest. In Brazil, the tax burden is equivalent to about 32% of GDP, while in nations like Norway, France, and Denmark, it exceeds 40%. Curiously, these countries are known for having high indices of quality of life. This leads us to wonder, if the billionaires there do not abandon their nations, why should we believe that Brazilians would do it? Furthermore, in many of these places, tax evasion is dealt with rigorously, and the penalties for those who try to circumvent the system are very severe. In addition, the tax structures of these countries are designed to reduce inequalities and promote social inclusion. The issue becomes even more interesting when we analyze specific taxes such as inheritance and dividends. In Brazil, taxes on dividends are practically non-existent, while in the United States and Europe, these rates reach over 40%. Regarding inheritances, the situation is similar. While the average rate in Brazil is 4%, in France it can reach 60%. Even with a potential increase, the amounts charged here would still be lower than those in many developed countries. This leads us to consider, would it be rational for large fortunes to abandon Brazil to face even higher tax burdens in other countries? And what's more, how could these reforms benefit the most needy sectors of the population? The corporate scenario also reflects another important perspective. Transferring a company outside of Brazil is a complex and risky process. It's not just about physically moving. There are issues related to the clientele, established infrastructure, and the local market. Furthermore, restarting operations in an environment with different and possibly more burdensome tax rules is not a simple choice. Therefore, the idea that there would be a mass migration of companies is often overestimated. Well-established companies consider not only tax costs, but also factors such as political stability, market access, and the availability of skilled labor. Recent studies indicate that the implementation of a global 2% tax on billionaire fortunes could generate hundreds of billions of dollars per year. These resources could be used to strengthen essential sectors such as education and health, promoting a large-scale positive impact. It is worth noting that even with this contribution, the impact on the lifestyle of these individuals would be minimal. We are dealing with such expressive fortunes that the loss of a fraction of them would not significantly alter their conditions. Furthermore, the efficient allocation of these collected resources can bring lasting benefits to society as a whole, reducing structural inequalities. Inequality is a central aspect of this discussion. Data reveals that the 10 richest people in the world possess the same wealth as half of the world's poorest population. This number is an alarming portrait of the structural inequalities that persist in the global economic system. Therefore, the debate is not about harming the rich, but rather about creating a fairer system where economic development benefits a larger portion of the population. In addition, it should be considered how these tax reforms can encourage the distribution of wealth and create a more equitable economic base. The idea that the rich would take their resources to tax havens also deserves more careful analysis. While these locations do exist, not everyone can transfer their fortunes without facing legal complications. Furthermore, many nations are adopting measures to close tax loopholes and ensure that wealth is taxed where it is generated. This reduces the viability of a large-scale flight. International cooperation and multilateral agreements also play a crucial role in this regard, increasing the pressure for fortunes to be declared and taxed fairly. The examples of countries like Norway and Sweden reinforce the idea that higher taxes do not impede economic growth or social well-being. These nations channel the collected resources into areas such as infrastructure, education, and health, generating a positive cycle that improves the quality of life for the entire population. This model demonstrates that it is possible to balance taxation and growth effectively. The focus is on building fairer societies without compromising economic dynamism. Ultimately, discussing the taxation of the rich is more than an economic issue. It is a debate about social justice, economic sustainability, and the future of society. Simplifying the issue does not do justice to its complexity. Instead, we must seek solutions based on data that promote collective development and ensure that opportunities are accessible to everyone. This is the moment to reevaluate structures and find paths that favor more inclusive progress. Based on the analysis presented, in my opinion, the fear of capital flight needs to be contextualized. Data demonstrates that countries with the highest tax burdens frequently lead in quality of life indices, while their billionaires continue to contribute to local development. Now, Brazil faces a challenge, but also a great opportunity to implement a fairer taxation that balances revenue collection with economic growth and the reduction of inequalities. The issue is not simple, but it demands a debate based on data and balanced solutions. Now, I would like to hear your opinion. Is taxing the rich the most effective path to achieving a fairer society? Or do you believe that other public policies could be more effective? This video doesn't end now, it continues with us talking in the comments. If you found this video interesting, I invite you to become a channel member and like this video. I will leave a video suggestion for you up here on the right side so you can stay with me. I'll see you in the comments in the next video. See you later.